Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to start another episode with a new API. Today we are planning to add one API for updating the records. Just to recap what we did in the last session. So in the last session we created one save API, which was to create and save any records in the database. Another API which will fetch all the records from the database. Yeah. So these were the two APIs that we did yesterday or in the last session, and today we are going to create one more API to update it. Okay. And before we do that, one thing we have noticed in our previous session, right? Whenever we were saving some data into database, and after that, if we restart this application, right, we were losing that data. So in order to keep that data with us always, what we're gonna do is we're gonna install one database which is permanent. So last time around, we were using in-memory database, which was S2 database, right? And it used to restart every time we restart the application, and we would lose the data. So this time we'll go for permanent database like MySQL, where our data gonna remain there as long as we want it. Okay. So in order to do that, we'll just download MySQL quickly and we'll install that into our system. And here onwards, we'll start using that particular database. Okay. So let's just go to Google and type MySQL for Mac download. Perfect. We go to this particular website and here we choose what database we want, right? So this is Mac OS and I'm just selecting show me all the versions, and I'll be downloading the version that I need. I will not download it now because I have already downloaded and installed that into a system. So you can just go to this download button and then choose accordingly the right version for the database. Download it, install it, and once you install it, right, we should be ready to use that. And one thing we have to do is while we are installing that, right, we have to choose the right username and the password for you, right? So I have chosen root as a username and I have given one password. All right. And how do we log in into database now? So we have multiple options. One option is we can just directly go to CLI, and in case of macOS it will be terminal, right? And other cases you can download workbench as well, MySQL workbench, where you can visualize the data. I don't want to do that. I want to just log into my database using CLI or the terminal. Okay, so let me just open it. What is the command to connect to our database? So the command that we use is MySQL -u. So this is a user, we have to give the user. So my user is root and -p, and just enter. P means password. So the moment we enter it, it will ask for the password. And I am entering my password here. And I'm connected to my database. Okay. Now what we have to do is we'll have to create one database for us. So I'm just gonna create one database, create database, and database name will be railway project. Very common, right? That we have been using since the beginning. It is not creating database. Why? Create database spelling is not right. Database, see, database, and it has created one database for me, and this is a railway project. Perfect. Now we're going to use this database into our application. Let's go back to the application. Here we will need to have few configuration. One configuration is, first thing is we will have to add MySQL dependency in here. So if we just go to the Google again, and we'll ask for MySQL Maven dependency. Yep. Let's just go there, and we'll go for some stable version. For example, this one, and we'll just copy it, and we'll just add it. Okay. And let me just format this well. Let me remove the version so that we don't have any version related complexity. Okay. So this is the one thing that we have to do. We are adding MySQL dependency into our project. Other thing is we go to the resource folder, and here in the application.properties, and here we are going to add these properties here. Okay, this is the driver, and this is a second one is a URL one, and I have already added here a railway project. Okay, so this is my username, and here is my password that I entered, while installing and starting the MySQL. And this is a dialect, so you can keep all these items as is there. Okay, only thing that will be different for you is maybe if your database name is different, you're gonna added that one, and your username and the password remaining all will be same. Here DDL auto, so we'll talk about this DDL auto. As of now, you can keep as update here, or you can keep as none or create, right? But we'll talk about it in the future session. So as of now, if you want to keep it very simple, just keep it update as I kept it here. Okay, moving on. So once we have these items set up, right, we are all good. Let me just restart the application and see what happens now. So ideally what should happen is all our applications should be targeting that particular database. So let me just see, the database is running up here. Yep, perfect, this is running, so we are good there. Okay, let me just restart the application and see what magic happens. All right, it is doing something here. Let me just increase this console here. All right, so if you notice here, right, it is automatically creating a table for us into that new database railway model. If you just go here, right, and if I see that use which database you want to use, railway project, use this, right? And if I say so, tables, it will just show we have one table there, railway model. All right, and where did this come from? It came from our model class here. It came from here. So this application just created one table into our database with the name railway underscore model. So that is a nomenclature that works here in terms of database. And if you see that all these attributes that we have, ID integer not null, that means this is a primary key, and this is total seat, this is again integer. All right, so all these items by default it is keeping as not null there. We can of course change that. So as of now we'll just keep it like this. All right, so and now our application is already running, so we want to test this, right? How do we test it? We are just going to send some request, and here I have already kept something here, data. All right, and this is our 8080 railway save, just posted, created one record. Let me send one more, 125, and let's say this train number is something different, 666, and let's say we have 500 seats available, and out of that only, let's say 20-30 seats are left. All right, let me just send this record as well. Perfect, so this is also saved. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to check here in the database, select asterisk from, what is the model name, railway model. Here we see the records. Okay, and same set of records we're gonna fetch using our okay, so let me just update this, or let me just duplicate it. Can we have a duplicate tab? Perfect, so we have a duplicate tab here, and instead of this post we'll be sending get, and what is our API name? That is all records, and we are going to use that all records, and there is no body, nothing is there, so none. Okay, let's just send this record, and we see all the records that we saved there, right? Perfect, now it makes some sense. So today, apart from this, right, we wanted to create one more API that will update these records, so as of now we'll just keep it very simple. How do we do that? So we want to have one update one. Okay. So let's just copy it, change it to update. All right. And for update, generally we will be using put mapping. So put mapping is used for updating the records. Okay. And here we'll be saying update relevant info. Everything gonna remain same as is. If we want to keep it very, very simple. Okay. So let's just rerun this application now. All right. So we have updated all the things, right? All records we have, save we have, update we have, and we are just going to update and rerun this application. Okay. This time around, if you noticed, we don't have any creatable logs here. That means once we have a table created, right, it is not going to recreate that. If it is not created, it is going to create that. And that is what this update is doing here, DDL auto. All right. Okay. And yeah, so this is running perfectly fine. Let me just go back here and fetch these records again, and we'll see that we have those records. Perfect. Now, if I want to update this record, right, 125 ID and this 55 4 times 6, if we want to update this, right, this particular record, what we're gonna do is Control C. We'll just create one more duplicate tab here, and this time the tab will be put. All right, and here we had given endpoint as update. Okay. And we'll just paste it what we had copied from there, and let's say we have 10 more tickets sold. Okay, so total seats are 500 still, and if we have sold 10 more tickets, then vacant seats will be 20. And let me just send this one, and let me see if I got the proper response. We have already got 200. Okay, and this is 20 now. If we just go back here, if you can see this was 30. Now I'm expecting this to be 20. Now it is 20. So that means this update is working fine. Okay. All right. So that is all I want to talk about in this update API. In the next API, I am just going to create one more layer here, that will be service layer here, because what basically what we are doing is in a railway controller, right? In any controller class, generally, if you want to interact with our database, so there should be multiple layers. Basically, this is a controller layer, and then we should be having one service layer where we will handle all the business logic, and then it should go to the DAO layer or the repository layer, and from there on, it should go to database and get or update or fetch the records from there, right? So we are going to do that part in the next session. I'll just close the session for now and see you guys in the next session. Thank you very much for watching this. Thank you. Bye bye.